You're listening to JW Raw with Eminem.
We are live.
Now we're live. All right. Welcome to the show, Jesse.
What's going on, man?
Welcome to Albuquerque.
Yeah, we're happy to be out here. We've been trying to get out here for months now, and just the flight schedules and everything we're doing to match up. But man, we watched a little bit of the practice today. That's some impressive stuff down there.
That was. You got a peek of our late night practice before the it's the last one of the day, so they're down there. Probably Carlos was kind of down there doing it private, so you got to see a couple of the cool guys down there, other than our cool amateurs.
Yeah, they were going at it. It looked obviously what I expected. A lot of talent down there, and obviously you guys got some talent because, wow, did you guys represent in that tournament just recently?
So that was it's already been a year now. Is that what was the date of that?
Well, the original fight was in the spring, and then the summer.
Okay.
Yeah, the summer was the national championship, and then as we go this year, we're going to speed up the broadcast a little bit.
Yeah, it was all a new thing, which is kind of confusing for a lot of people. And what we're talking about is we at Jackson Wink, our amateurs, we all got together, and the coaches, we've talked about it on some shows, the coaches got together and with Joey Villasenor and picked the best of the amateur fighters, and we went around and we picked a few of our fighters and came up with a team and sent them out to the Twin Arrows Casino out in Flagstaff, just outside of Flagstaff, and competed with California
Team Arizona the first time out.
That's right, the first time Arizona, and then eventually we did win that, and then we got to go up against our gym rival,
your nemesis.
Team Alpha Male. They're good guys. We're both good teams. Both teams represented very well. Yeah, but we ended up coming out on top on that one, and we got a cool little trophy that you brought us here, or got shipped here. And so, what's the story with this trophy? It's everyone's obviously proud of it, and it's a beautiful trophy. But I guess we get to keep this top part. But if we happen to not win,
if you don't win this,
we lose the bottom part.
It's going to travel, right?
Yeah, so it's a traveling trophy.
It's like a Stanley Cup perennial, perpetual trophy. The base will eventually have all the winners around it.
Yeah, it's like it'll be like a pyramid, just stacking.
Right. We'll start stacking the pyramid, but you're going to get to keep the top part with your your year and your win date. Then you guys probably want to wrap the fighters around here. Cool. So this part's going to stay, but the trophy will travel at some point as we get more and more years behind us. We're really excited, man. We've been growing. As you know, this year we're going to 8 teams. So we added American Top Team down in Florida is going to come in. Nick Catone up in New Jersey wants in. He's putting a team in. We just met with Eric Nixick over at Extreme Couture. So they're considering coming in as a Nevada team. And obviously they're all gunning for you, right?
Well, this thing took off. So what you're saying is we kind of attracted some by us winning. Now everybody wants to be that team that beats us.
Yeah, they all want in. And when I throw the names out from last year, and Alpha Male fought Jackson Wink in the national championship, it carries a lot of weight.
Yeah,
so these guys, they want to prove that their amateurs are the best, and obviously everybody across the country is looking for good fights for their amateurs, and it's hard to do, when you're in a silo in a regional area, and you've already beat all 4 of those guys in that weight class. Who do you have left to fight? And what we're trying to do is match the best guys from across the country to give them that traveling experience, the experience of cutting weight on the road, going to a hotel, doing media day, doing all that stuff.
We love our amateurs because we know ultimately deep down they are the future. So we treat them with the same respect as everyone else. Downstairs when you got here earlier tonight, you're filming Justin and Keenan, who were a couple of the guys on the team, and they get so excited with that exposure right down. It's like night and day. It's funny because you get the superstars that they see a camera like, again.
I got to do this again.
But these guys are so happy. They did like 20 takes to make sure they got it right.
They asked for the blooper reel.
Exactly. Exactly. So, I love that. I love that dedication and motivation, and it's fun to watch these guys start out. And we do our best to promote them, and we did a lot of promotion when this fight was going to happen, and Coach Joey Villasenor, he told us about it. Very confident in everybody, and sure enough, man, we shined.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And it shows because I mean, you got invited back. Rough MMA hosted that event.
Yeah.
Out in Flagstaff, and that casino's beautiful. They do a good job there. Joel Lopez and his team run a really good show, and I know you guys were just back there and had some success back out in Flagstaff again.
Well, let's pull up the screen. I want to pull up the screen there, Nick.
We're gonna watch that. The promo.
Well, I'm not gonna show the promo. I just want to go through the team. So on the team we had Ambrose, fighting at 125, Tanaka, 135, Edwin Cooper at 145, Justin at 155, Keenan 170, and then Clayton at 185. We were talking before we went on the air. 205 is one of those unfilled spots because it seems like it. Just nationally, it's tough. No amateurs ever last at 205.
No,
they go pro immediately.
They fight 2 fights, right? Yeah. Then they want to go pro, and I get it. There's not a whole lot of 205ers that are that good, and so we do. I mean, we recognize that's a problem right off the bat. So this year we're getting rid of the 205 weight class.
So you're just going to get rid of it completely,
and we're going to add a catch weight at 140 because there's a ton of guys in that 135, 145 range. Yeah. Because we need 7 fights. We want to make sure it doesn't end in a tie.
Yeah, that makes sense. Exactly.
Yeah, so we're going to keep the 7 weight classes, 125 through 185 with a 140 catch weight.
So Ambrose, so this was the Western Regional match.
Yep.
And we were called the New Mexico Predators. Who came up with that name? Was that you guys?
That was us. So we looked at the most successful sports leagues in America.
Yeah.
And they all do this team versus team. They connect a team to a geographical fan base, and they build this huge fan base. I'm a huge MMA fan. Obviously, we all are. Right? We're all in the industry. There's 35 million MMA fans in America.
Holy crap! Yeah,
right?
That's good numbers.
There's 191 million casual sports fans. Yeah. I want to try getting some of those casual sports fans to like a team because they're from New Mexico.
Yeah.
Right? And start following MMA. Then we start creating more MMA fans. And that's kind of why we went the team versus team route and branded it New Mexico.
And let's talk about that a little bit, where you are trying to get this on a national level, where it's not just you just teamed up with NBC, and you're going to be able to show that on that stage, which is epic.
It's epic.
Yeah,
we're so excited. So right off the bat in season, we did there was pain. There was pain first, right? Yeah. It didn't happen overnight. That first season of I don't know. I would call it the research season.
Of course.
I mean, hell, I've been kicked out of gyms, got kicked out of promotions, right? Because nobody knows who I am. I'm a production guy, and I really didn't have a foothold.
I've never been kicked out of anything.
Really?
That blows my mind.
Yeah, well, I roll in with a camera, and they're like, "Get out of here!"
I rolled in with a camera somewhere too, and we're proud. We're proud that you took this to another level because no one else it seems was stepping up. So what you did is cool, and now we are where we are about to be seen on an audience that is next level.
Yeah,
it's taking MMA to a whole new level. Yep. And people are going to say, no, it's just amateurs. No, it's not just amateurs.
Well, would you say that about the NCAA basketball tournament?
Exactly. Exactly.
So we're trying to get.
Some of those are pros. Paid allegations.
Well, come on. Let's not go there, right? Well, could you imagine asking one of those amateur basketball players to live the life of an amateur fighter?
No.
Where they pay for their own facility? They would starve.
Yeah, they'd starve. They'd quit. They couldn't do it.
Not at all. So we're trying. We're trying to do some of that for these amateur fighters.
And we can attest that like guys like Justin and Edwin, they are not getting. They're not getting any money from anywhere.
Right,
Edwin lives right next to our studio, and it's funny. And he just walks across with his slippers and his pots and pans, and goes down and cooks his meals. And he's just like anyone else. He's no superstar. He's got no money. He's not getting money from any secret funds or anything like that.
Right.
He's doing it the right way, and one day that's going to pay off for him.
Absolutely.
And just like any of these guys. We see these guys putting in the work in the gym all the time, and that's what it takes, that dedication. And when you walked in, you got to see that, firsthand.
Absolutely.
You put a camera right in front of their face right away, put them on the spot. All right.
Absolutely. That's what I do. As matter you came up and said, man, you got that camera out quick.
Yeah, man. I didn't even know you were here. I walk in, I said, you're already filming. Man, you beat me here.
Yeah, funny.
And then you even cornered some fans.
Yeah, I did.
Just happened to, we get people from all over the world. They happen to be from Virginia, just walked in, wanted to
They had no idea that we were going to film them.
And you put them on the cameras. So
absolutely, absolutely.
They got to check out the gym. So yeah, we are an open facility like that. We're, as long as you follow the rules and don't get out your video camera and start filming the guys in the cage, high-level guys doing their stuff. Yeah, we're more than happy to let you come in and check us out.
You guys have been welcoming. I really do appreciate it. Yeah. And now that I've proven what we do and who we are, it's easier to get into a gym.
Yeah.
When no one knows who you are, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, and I remember when you first reached out, we're like, what the heck is this? Is this, obviously you're doing. Coach Wink is always the first one to say, hey, yeah, if these guys get fights, let them have fights. They got to fight.
Right.
So we're happy that you started this and it's doing real good.
Yeah, we're real proud, and we're putting a lot of work in. This is no overnight success. Back to the NBC part of this. First year we were on in Chicago, had a great audience, and from there we grew to NBC Chicago and Bay Area for this year. So we'll hit 15.5 million households on those two channels. So
East Coast, West Coast is covered.
Well, Midwest, West Coast for this year. And then next year we're adding the East Coast.
Okay, so you're adding Chicago next year.
No, Chicago was this year, Midwest.
Okay, Midwest.
Right.
I forget it's considered Midwest.
Right. Well, you guys are so far
west. We're Mountain West.
Yeah. So, we're the Midwest was the first broadcast channel we started on. Then we went out west out here for Bay Area.
Yeah.
And then we're going out east next year. And it'll be 6 channels total. And I think the total broadcast reach of those 6 NBC regionals is 40.1 million households.
So tune in. When is that going to be?
It's going to be late summer.
So late summer, we're going to get to watch all that work that these amateurs put in from day one, and the team versus team.
Yep.
They're going to show it from start to finish.
Yeah, we're going to run it in concurrent weeks too, so it'll resemble kind of like a football season.
Like a season.
Boom, boom, boom.
How cool is that?
Yeah, that's awesome. So you'll be able to follow them. You don't have to wait 3 months later to see the fight, and they'll see the next round the week after.
So are you gearing up for another one coming up, or how?
Absolutely. So we're ready, full board, planning season 3. Like I said, we're adding 4 more teams.
Those other guys, yeah.
We'll get up to 8 teams this year. We'll have events in Atlantic City. We're hoping maybe to have an event here in New Mexico. I want to give you guys a home fight. You deserve it.
Believe me, we would welcome that in a heartbeat. Yeah, we got plenty of casinos or other venues that would be happy to host that.
Absolutely.
And when it gets time to do that, let's meet up and talk about that, because there's some great casinos and venues that would be happy to host it.
Right. And at the end, I think you guys deserve it. Yeah. You deserve a home show.
New Mexico rallies behind their fighters, and we don't have a pro team. We talk about this all the time. We have no pro football team, no pro basketball team, no pro baseball team. Our pro teams in Albuquerque is MMA.
Right.
And that's it. So when Holly or Carlos or our local fighters fight, believe me, they really rally behind them and get behind them. I mean, when Holly won the belt, the city shut down and had a parade.
Yeah,
thousands and thousands and thousands.
I would have loved to see that.
Oh man, it was an epic thing to see. It was so cool, but it just proves that New Mexico really rallies behind our people. And this is our team. So we embrace anytime someone is trying to promote New Mexico and our fighters and our athletes. So this is such a cool thing that you did.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
What are you going to do? How long are you going to be here?
Yeah, so we were actually in Vegas a couple days ago. Met with Team Couture, tried to get them on board. They seem really interested. They've got some talent up there too. Yeah. And then we came here, and we're visiting with you guys today and tomorrow, and meeting with the guys that have participated and doing some media around them, trying to get as much exposure as we can about the show and the upcoming fights and get people to know who they are. And then we're driving down to Las Cruces, New Mexico. I think you guys have a guy on that card as well.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk with them to possibly they promote in Virginia, and we're looking at them as possibly doing one of the Virginia shows.
Cool.
Florida versus Virginia and Norfolk.
So tomorrow's the presentation of this trophy to the guys. So they get to finally see. We let a couple of them sneak and look at it and take a picture with it. But tomorrow's the big unveiling. So hopefully the guys they show up, and Joey can't, obviously, Coach Joey.
Yeah, he's cornering out in Atlanta.
Yeah, he's cornering this weekend, so he's not going to be able to make it. But and that's the thing about this gym is it's hard to get everybody together at one time, especially when it comes to coaches, because they're always cornering somebody somewhere. I mean,
right.
Joey isn't just an amateur coach. I mean, he's cornering the high level fighters too. I mean, he cornered Yana against Cyborg a few weeks back, and now he's a very busy guy.
Yeah,
and our athletes. I mean, if you would have come last weekend, Justin was or 2 weekends ago.
Yeah.
Justin was fighting again, and he came through. But we're blessed that our fighters are getting fights around the country, and they're still able to compete at that level across the country. And venues the MMA just seems to be growing at a great pace, and we're happy that it all started. We like to claim that
here it goes.
That it all started here. You look at Diego Sanchez, season one winner.
Right.
How much further does it? How much better does it get than that?
Well, the Elite Amateur Fight League trophy started here,
and here we go. It's another first.
Another first.
So it's kind of hard to argue. What other claim to fame does Team Couture have at this point?
Right. Well, they're gonna have to fight you guys to claim any. Claim
we'll
to
take
fame.
them. We'll take them on. We love it. Yeah. So this is it's a fun process that we're doing. So you're going to go to Las Cruces tomorrow night, or tomorrow, and where they're from there.
So from there we go home. But one of the cool things about Las Cruces is we're testing our app. So we got this fan engagement app that we'll use in all the Elite Amateur Fight League events. That'll allow the fans to come in and pick the fights. Who wins, how they win, what round.
Wow.
And then they'll win prizes.
So is it an app you guys designed yourself?
It's an app we designed ourselves.
How cool is that?
It's the Elite Amateur Fight League app. If you want to go out, and it's on the Android store and the App Store for Apple. Just search EAFL.
That's way
you'll
cool.
Be able to download that. But we wanted to so we were shooting these fights, and I got all the camera guys, and one of my camera guys turns around in between a fight. I swear to God, there's 80% of the people have their face in the phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, how do I connect that? Right?
Yeah.
Like, how do I get those two to work? So we worked with our production team and our app team and developed this fan engagement app.
I hate that, man. It's just society now. Everybody's just on their phone. Like, there's a great show in front of your face.
Right. But we can't hate them too much. Half of them are watching us on their phone,
and then half of them are recording it. Half of them are recording it and live streaming it to their friends.
That's true.
So
that's true.
For the family and whatever. But you can't. I guess
they hear the pop of the headshot and they're like,
and then they pick their head up.
Yeah, that's my favorite at the events. They're like, "What did we miss?" And you're like, "Oh, you missed the greatest knockout
like, ooh,
ever."
Yeah. You get those reactions.
Yeah.
We went to the Giannis fight in the audience. It's funny, you don't hear this stuff when you're watching it on TV. The crowd reactions, and for some reason, the UFC crowds have decided to adopt that ridiculous,
the Ric Flair.
Yeah, yep. So it's
why do they do that?
I don't. Have you heard it?
Yes.
Could you hear it during? Or have you been there?
I've been there. I haven't heard.
Okay, yeah. So
Are you gonna ban people from
the woo? They if they woo, they're gone.
Yeah,
no woos.
No Ric Flairs.
Yeah. Give me some tickets.
Shut off those microphones, man. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny. It took off, and it's very distracting.
Yeah.
So I'm like, did I miss something? No, they're just doing the stupid woo. Yeah. It's like,
yeah, that's funny though.
No.
Why adopt that? Like, how did that come up? How did the woo come
I have
in?
no idea.
Yeah.
Like, I hadn't been to a couple. Of course, I was at Holly Cyborg, but I was backstage for most of it, and so I didn't hear that going on then. But with Yana, just a few weeks later, it was full speed. It was crazy.
It was like the wave, but it was the woo.
But everyone's been talking about it. I mean, Ariel Helwani was talking about it. He was tweeting about it, how it's just such an irritating thing.
It is.
Maybe it's just a pet peeve of mine, but obviously it's not.
Hopefully it goes away sometime soon.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Well, so we got a promo. Let's play this promo because it's cool. And where is it?
Yeah, we worked hard on this promo.
Yeah, audio switched over. All right, we're ready to go, Nick.
Last year, teams made up with some of the best amateur fighters in the country formed to represent their state in the first ever team versus team, state versus state,
There's our guys.
dual format amateur MMA tournament. We are the Elite Amateur Fight League.
trying to kill that. That's me trying to get Southwest to, maybe fly us somewhere.
Maybe some free peanuts.
So yeah, something. They give you peanuts, but that's about it. They pack you in like cattle. At least they can give you some peanuts.
So what? Obviously, we're gonna. This is just gonna keep on growing, and is it always going to be? I mean, the name is amateurs. Would you entertain getting some pro level stuff in there too, or
right?
What else? What plans do you have?
So when we concepted this whole thing, there's a ton of pro promotions.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be the 10th best pro promotion or the 9th best.
Exactly.
And we looked at the industry, and it was really just missing that elite level for amateurs to compete on. So right now, our main goal is to be the best amateur organization in the country, on par with the NCAA basketball tournament, but for MMA.
Yeah.
And we're gonna stay all amateur, and try to get these guys the best experience and exposure we can give them as amateurs, so they make a really good decision when it's time to go pro, right? Because they fought the best guys, they know it's time to go pro, versus fighting 12 local guys and really not knowing, because you're beating up on local guys. So yeah, we're gonna stay amateur, and we want to be the best amateur organization in the country.
So how do teams reach out to you if they happen to be watching this and they say, hey, this, we hadn't heard of this? How do they reach out to you?
Yeah, it's really simple. Just go to the website, eaflmma.com. There's a button to click to apply. So we get contacted a lot by gyms and fighters. How do we get in? And it's funny because it's the Elite Amateur Fight League, and I still get pro fighters. How do I get on the card?
Yeah, they don't know what it is.
It's an amateur
what
thing.
What part of amateur didn't you read? Yeah.
But, I get it. Everybody's trying to get out there and get their name out there. But, yeah, we've been getting a lot of contacts lately, but we want more, right? We want to grow to 32 teams. We want to make it a national thing, and we want the best guys. At the end of the day, we want the best teams that represent the industry in a head-to-head tournament playoff format. So the content would be great. The fans are going to be happy. The fighters get the experience. At the end of the day, it's a win-win if you love MMA. You know.
So who reached out to us? I remember Ed. I remember Ed was talking about it originally. He was the one. It fell into Ed's lap because obviously Misha's busy with. He's the GM. I think you probably reached out to him originally, and we kind of started getting the buzz about it. But then Ed kind of took it over and got Joey involved. And how is that? How you remember it?
Yeah. So back when we had a concept season that didn't see TV, right? It was just a concept and pitch at the NBC. They loved it. We got picked up in Chicago. Then we had season 1 where Arizona and California fought. And then California went out to Indiana and beat Indiana in South Bend.
Yeah.
So at that point, when NBC saw that, they're like, "Man, grow this thing. We want more content."
Nice.
So I'm like, "Well, I got to reach out. I got to reach out to the real guy.
To bigger people.
The bigger people." So we started calling the biggest gyms. And at that point, we could only do 4 teams. So we called Jackson Wink. We called Team Alpha Male. We kept California in the game, and we kept Arizona in the game. So yeah, we reached out to you guys and spoke with Ed, and he seemed to be pretty positive about it. Sent us over to Joey. Joey says, "Man, I got the team.
Yeah.
I got the team that's going to win this thing." And it just went from there. And then Alpha Male, very similar story. They wanted in. They wanted to prove they were the team, and it was just an outstanding season because at the end of the day, we put the legwork in. We found the guys that we thought would best represent the amateurs, and it turned out awesome.
You did, and it proved. It proved to the world that our name is not just associated with the pros. These pros start somewhere. The amateur team, which is still.
Sure, man.
We gotta get your. We gotta keep your. No, the whole mic arm. I think. Yeah, we gotta.
There we go.
We're losing out on your pretty face.
Oh man, I would see now. You saw my secret. I was trying to hide behind this big microphone you got, and it didn't work.
Yeah, but. I forgot the amateur team is obviously it's still new. It's still new with the gym, and we just started the amateur team right around the time that this thing was going on, and there's a need for it. I mean, for years we were just a pro team, a pro gym. Only the highest level people got in here. You had to be a pro to even walk through the doors. And Mr. Winklejohn and Misha and Greg Jackson, they all got together and decided, hey, let's open this up to let's open up the gym. I mean, it's a beautiful gym. It's big. We got room to grow. Let's start an amateur team. And sure enough, there is a need. there's a need out there. We opened it up on the website, and say if you're at least a high level amateur,
right?
You know, with some verified fights, we're going to at least
pudding, because I show up here and Keenan's from I don't know Iowa or something.
Yeah. Justin's
from Boston. God, where's Tanaka from?
Yeah, we got the best wrestlers and boxers from all over the world to come here, and there were amateurs that came from literally all over the world to train here, and so as soon as we opened that up, I mean, people still wanted their name associated with Jackson Wink, and you're not going to get the promotion. You're not going to get promoted the same as a pro because you haven't quite.
You got to prove yourself, right?
You haven't proved yourself to anybody yet. But Coach Joey, he's always watching. That's one thing about Coach Joey. He is always out on that floor, and he notices the guys that are just here for kind of a fan experience, and the guys that are taking this stuff serious. You know, the Justins and the Coopers and
Keenan
and those guys, and so he was always scanning the floor and said, these guys are my team,
right? And
so that's how the amateur program started, and that's how we were able to get our amateur team involved in this promotion that you're doing. I'm not quite sure how it worked with like Team Alpha Male or these other guys, but probably the same type concept. They had their pro core, and obviously amateurs got to start somewhere,
right. And you know, when we go to these gyms and we come here, those amateurs, they're amateurs, but they're training alongside these pro guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, their status is amateur, but they don't. They're not as developed as those pros, but they train just as hard. They do the same drills. They're in the same room. They're working just as hard.
And tomorrow morning will be a good example of that because it's the all levels that come together, and they just kind of all roll together, and so it'll be good for you to kind of see that.
Yeah, for sure.
Some good footage. A lot of the guys, some guys will be here, some guys can't. So like I think we talked to like Justin. Justin has a day job.
Yeah.
He works at a bakery just down the street.
Well, I know I'm going for breakfast then.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm on a free Danish, man.
He'll hook coffee too.
Yeah, he'll hook you up. Yeah, people from all. Yeah, it's funny. There's a little coffee shop just literally right across the street over here. There's some of the best coffee around. Misha makes me go with them all the time.
Yeah.
Like, that's coffee. We got to get it over here. It's the best. And it's half the price of Starbucks just on the other side of the street. So.
Right.
So now you know. What else we got going on? Is any other promotions coming up that you help out with? Or?
No, so right now, honestly, we're looking to develop season 3. So we're talking to promotions in Vegas, Virginia, Atlantic City, or New Jersey. We'd really like to grow out the Midwest fan base. Chicago's our hub as far as where the company's at, as well as our first broadcast station that gave us a chance. And right now we don't have an Illinois or Indiana team in the league, and we'd really like to develop to make sure the Midwest gets represented as well. So right now we're putting the legwork in. My frequent flyer miles are counting up a little bit.
That's awesome.
But it's work at the end of the day. I love what I do, so it doesn't feel like work, but it's still putting the time in, And
we talked about sponsors earlier. We were talking about sponsors with these kids because I think Justin brought it up, and we talked about it when he was on our podcast a couple weeks back. It's expensive to be an amateur.
Oh.
So it's not like he's got sponsors,
that
will pay for like he had this fight a couple weeks ago. You got your medicals. The eye doctor's $200.
That eye exam in Arizona, an ophthalmology exam, $220.
It has to be a legit ophthalmologist. It can't just be the Walmart eye doctor. It's got to be the legit ophthalmologist.
Right.
And so that's $200 just right on top.
Yep.
You got the applications. You got the. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I mean, you end up spending $500 to $1,000 just like that, just to win nothing.
Right. Real easily rights. Too. And before you know, an active fighter, they're going to do that how many times a year?
Yeah.
And these guys aren't getting paid to fight, and it's a really tough road. And these guys that are dedicated and like the Justin and the Keenans, and they put the time in. They put they're working at a coffee shop to pay for their medicals. To me, it's one of the most impressive sports in that way because. Ask a college athlete if they would do that same type of commitment for no money. No, at this point we're trying to give them exposure, but very little exposure on the amateur level, and they're paying for facilities and coaches, and you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, they're not training here free, believe me.
Right.
Still, the gym still has to get paid, and that comes through their monthly fees. But the reason I brought that up with sponsors is because you are now reaching out to potential sponsors that may be able to make that a little easier for these guys, because if they can get sponsors that say, hey, you know, we're going to pay for Team New Mexico or whatever, you know, here's 20 grand for whatever, you know, for medical costs and whatever, that's going to be such a big, and for coaches, because travel and all that stuff adds up.
So, and right now, you know, as we run the league, and you've seen that we pay for travel.
Yeah,
we're flying we're flying amateurs across the country to fight. We're putting them in hotels. We're paying for food, and I don't know if anybody else out there is doing that for amateurs, but I know I will continue to do that. But we want to give more, like we want to do more, because we see where the other levels of the other sports are. And so our goal going forward is to take care of some of those costs that a fighter has to come out of his pocket with. To me, you know, these guys are putting it on the line every time they get in the cage. Why should they pay to do it? Yeah, and that's just that's just a personal feeling.
That's awesome of you. That comes from the Marine Corps in you, I guess.
A little bit, yeah, probably.
He eats last.
Yeah. No, you got to beat the guide. When the guide's done, you're all done. Do you know that story?
No.
In boot camp. The guide is the guy he's basically your leader of your platoon. He's the first one in the door in the chow hall. He gets his plate of food first, and the minute he's done, everybody's done.
Oh wow!
So they're always on. Oh, the guide's done. You're all done.
Crap.
So yeah, sometimes that guide gets a funny look, like, "Hey, slow down, dude, because I just got my food."
I was the last one in, man. Yeah, give me some time.
Give me some time. The guide's done. You're all done.
That's awesome. Yeah. Boot camp is hell, man.
Boot camp is hell when you're going through it, but it's some of the most entertaining, funniest things that ever happened to you in your life. When you're done, you know, not when it's happening.
Did you go to East Coast or West Coast?
I was a Hollywood Marine.
A Hollywood Marine.
I was a Hollywood Marine.
I got a lot of Marine buddies, and they always make fun of each other because you're a Hollywood Marine, or were you one of the real Marines from Lejeune? You know? And I'm
we always tease them back because Lejeune is so hilly. Yeah, it makes it hard for you guys.
They got swamps. Yeah, they got swamps and mosquitoes.
It's flat, but you go humping in Camp Pendleton, man, you're suffering. You got Recon Ridge and all the other things you got to go. You got to deal with all those damn hills and mountains.
Of course,
And so it's a great place to have a duty station, but man, those hills will kick your ass.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. So you got all kinds of stories about that too.
Oh, for sure. So. The fish donut story. I haven't told you the fish donut story.
No, fish donut doesn't sound appetizing at all.
No, not at all. So we got deployed to we didn't get deployed. We were on a 6-month Okinawa training mission, right? Yeah. So we're out there, and we got to go to the mainland Japan for a little bit while we were out there. And a bunch of Marines out having fun, having a good time. We couldn't have paid to get into the club, so we would just buy our own beer and have a good time in the hotel. And we're out one night. We basically drank all our beer in our hotel room and ventured out. Finally got into a club, came back, and we had a good night. But I'm hungry, and I'd tell the guys, "Hey, let's go get something to eat." Nobody wants to get anything to eat. And all the Americanized places, they have McDonald's and Kentucky Fried. They have all that stuff. They're all closed. So I'm wandering through the streets, and everything's closed, but I smell donuts. Like, hey, I know I can order donuts. Like, that's easy. I'll just point and order a donut. So I find this donut place, and I point out the first donut, and the guy, and he puts it on a plate. I want that one. It's a chocolate donut. He puts it on the plate. And that one, no. I'm like, come on, man, give me the donut. Like,
I want a dozen donuts, man. I want that one.
What are you doing? I want that donut. No, GI, no.
No.
And I'm like,
nobody eats that donut.
Yeah, being young and stupid, I demand the donut, and being a Marine, and he puts it, okay, and he gives me a cup of coffee, and I bite into the first donut. Drink some coffee, chocolate donut, just like I expected. Second donut, powdered donut, just like I expected.
Now, did you have an audience for this too?
There was probably 1 or 2 people in this place. It was late. It was probably 4 in the morning or whatever. I bite in the third donut, and it crunches. And I think it's like a Boston cream donut.
And it's the one that you tried to talk you out of.
Yeah, it's the one you tried to talk me out of. And I look in this donut, and it's a clear gel with little teeny tiny black fish in it.
Holy shit.
So I'm like, oh, and I look up, and this guy's got his shitty
like sardines?
I don't know what they were.
Little fish.
Yeah, the little fish. But the owner now is smiling from ear to ear because he told me not to get that damn donut, right? So I barely get out the place. you know, just let loose outside. I get back to the
You're already drinking.
we were already drinking. I get to the hotel room, and it's not because I had a fish donut. You can't drink, you're punk, upside down in the toilet bowl, messing with me. They go all out the next day, and I stay in the room and don't go out. They come back, okay, let's see these fish donuts. I got to see these fish donuts.
Yeah, you told them about it, so now they want to.
I couldn't find that place anywhere, man. I have no idea how I got there. I have no idea how I got back. I couldn't find it anywhere. And for years, I couldn't prove the fish donut. But look it up, and you will find that it exists. Yeah, just recently.
See, my son is deployed out there, or not deployed. He's stationed out there in the Air Force, and I spent a couple weeks with him out there. We saw a lot of cool stuff. He took us to all kinds of cool little places, but no fish donuts.
No fish donuts. Tell him don't eat them.
He didn't know about the fish donuts yet.
And they were expensive, too. That was an expensive donut. I didn't realize.
Anthony, if you're listening, fish donuts next time.
Yeah. Give it a go. Maybe if you expect it won't be so bad. Yeah. I was not expecting it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a good story. A little black
teeny
fish.
Tiny black fish with white eyes. Horrible.
What the hell is that?
I don't know.
Who even made this donut?
I had to look it up, and I did find it, and I forgot what it said, but it's a fish donut, basically.
It's kind of like this this snake sake over here.
The abu sake. Is that abu sake?
Oh, yeah, I brought it back. Yeah.
Oh, you're kidding me. Yeah. That will make your lips go numb.
Oh, I know. Believe me, we did some on the show.
Yeah, we had a couple shots with Dr. Bo.
Yeah, Dr. Bo that you met earlier.
Yeah,
heck yeah. We can even do a shot.
No, I've done a shot, and I'm going to pass. Yeah. This is amazing. I had abu sake around that same time period in Okinawa. Then they had this other stuff called Mojo. You ever hear of Mojo?
No, I saw it over there, but yeah, I didn't bring it. This was the coolest thing that I saw, and it's funny because I said, well, I'm going to run out of that at some point, so I'm going to have to get another bottle. And he said, Dad, they actually stopped selling it at the BX because that's where we got it. And he says, they stopped selling it. I don't know what the story is with it, but you guys got the last few bottles.
Oh, no. That's awesome.
They had an incident of drunk driving off base.
Something.
Yeah, well, that'll happen. That'll kill everything. Can't go to Tijuana anymore either.
And they tell stories about that too. Yeah, if they get some drunk Marine or Air Force, one of the soldiers does something bad, everybody suffers.
The whole base place.
Yeah, everybody suffers.
Yeah, I remember we had an incident. Someone got in trouble in Tijuana, as usual. And they're like, you can't go to
Closer
Tijuana.
To home.
Yeah, you can't go to Tijuana. And so when you're young and you're in the Marine Corps, you can drink on base.
Yeah.
As long as you're on base, that's fine. And I think, if you're able to fight for your country, you should be able to have a beer.
Yep.
But San Diego is just steps away from Tijuana, right?
Well, it's like tomorrow you're going to be in Las Cruces. You're going to be about the same distance from Juarez.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But yeah, getting back at Tijuana.
Right. But all those Marines that are 18 to 20 years old, they're going to go out, and we would go to Tijuana, and someone got in trouble in Tijuana, and they shut down Tijuana on us. Boy, it sucked.
No more Marines.
No more. No, you can't go to Tijuana anymore. It's off limits.
Well, right now nobody wants to go to Tijuana or Juarez.
It's a little dangerous.
You may not come back with your head or something.
Yeah.
Sicario.
We're from Chicago, so I can understand.
You seen Sicario?
No. I haven't seen that.
Man, gosh, get out of here.
Is
you
it a good
watch
one?
it.
Is that a Netflix one? What is
no,
that?
It's
on Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime?
Or DVD or whatever, and it was actually filmed here.
Me and Nick got a special connection to it because it was filmed here in Albuquerque, and I actually did security on it for many of the scenes of it. And it basically gets into the deep down dirtiness of the cartels.
Oh, jeez! I gotta watch. I love those kind of shows.
Josh Brolin plays a CIA. I don't even know what the heck he is exactly.
Yeah, CIA. And then there's Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin. Benicio del Toro plays
Sicario.
He's like some kind of an assassin or something.
Note to self.
Yeah, watch that tonight, man, when you're in the hotel or something, because you will not. You will not
be disappointed with that one.
And they're actually coming out with a sequel in July, and every day I'm like, man.
We have a countdown. We're gonna round. Yeah, we're gonna go watch it. My kids were actually in it.
Is it a series or is it a movie?
No, it's just a movie.
It's a movie. Okay,
it's called Sicario. Yeah, look it up. It's Emily Blunt is the or what?
Yeah, Emily Blunt was in the first one. The second one, she didn't make it.
Yeah, she plays the young FBI agent that gets pulled into this big old mess, and it's just crazy.
I gotta watch it. Yeah, that's on the list.
But it's the most realistic. It's the most realistic thing that I've ever seen about what's going on over there on the other side of the border. It's crazy.
So when you were in law enforcement, were you here in Albuquerque?
Yeah, I was here
so you get a little bit of that information, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really bleed into the Albuquerque streets. The cartel stuff, they do keep it over there,
right.
on that side of the border. But we hear stories that one of the officers that another retired officer that I do photography with, he's done a lot of research on that stuff. He's originally from Mexico, and he's got family that live down there still, and there's crazy stuff that goes on.
Yeah. The stories he's got, right?
Yeah, he says, we got to go down there one of these days. I said, no,
we don't.
Let's not. I mean, the stories with the bodies hanging off bridges, I mean, it's real, man. That stuff's really happening.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of wars and stuff going on over there, and yeah, we got way off topic with this.
Yeah, real quick, didn't we? It didn't take long.
But watch Sicario. You got to watch it.
How did we get from fish donuts to Sicario? I don't understand how that happened.
Fish donuts are awesome, man. I'm getting a fish donut when I go back now. It's a challenge.
It's a challenge.
If I'll drink this stuff,
Yeah.
I'll eat a
Wash
fish
it down with the
I'm not
Hamasaki.
scared.
Yeah, we did a Twitter poll, and I put, would you eat a fish donut? 94 said they would pass, and 6% said yes.
Yeah, well,
Wow,
those
6%. I'm one of those 6%, I guess.
Yeah,
crazy
I'm one of the 94. If I knew it was fish donuts,
I'll do it sober
I
too. I
wouldn't
don't
eat
give a
it.
shit. I'm not scared. Fuck it.
Right? It's only,
I'll find the damn thing.
We eat fish all the time. It's in the donut. Who
Well,
cares?
you know what was huge in Japan that I never thought would be? It was crepes. Crepes or whatever.
Oh, crepes.
Yeah, they're everywhere. They got stands all over.
Oh, and they roll them and they put other stuff in them.
Yeah.
Ham,
strawberries.
and cheese, strawberries.
Yeah,
right.
they got vegetarian versions.
Right,
It's crazy. I never realized how popular crepes were.
Yeah. I'm a fan of crepes. I love crepes.
Oh, they're delicious. Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Look at me. I don't look like I passed out a crepe.
You're not looking at. Yeah. We're looking at each other in the mirror here.
Or a fish donut.
Or a fish donut, right? You notice that story started with 3 donuts, right?
No, that's awesome. Hey, I want to thank you for coming in and spending some time with us, and we wanted to get you on to promote the show because you're doing some awesome things, not just for Jackson Wink, but the MMA community at large, and I think this is going places. With NBC backing this, it's only going to get bigger.
Yeah.
UFC has Fox. Amateurs have NBC, man.
Right, that's the goal, right?
There's more people watching NBC than Fox, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
As long as I think if we stay at it in a way where we're trying to improve things, we're not trying to do anything. Everything we do is for the good of those fighters and the sport. And I'll be honest, we're not making a ton of money right now, and it's okay because I think if we do the right thing and build the right product, that will follow later.
Well, and I think the amateurs appreciate that because they're not making money.
Right.
Nobody's making money at this. You guys are doing this to help promote not just MMA but amateurs specifically, and nobody else is doing that right now.
Right.
You guys are getting in there in the very beginning. Hopefully. It may spawn competition with you guys. Some other leagues.
I'm sure someone's coming,
but but the plus side of that is it's all for the ultimate goal of promoting MMA. Because it is something that we all love, and if the bigger it gets, the better for all of us.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I want to thank you guys for being so welcoming, man.
Of course,
it's had a great time here, and you guys are always awesome. So thanks.
You guys, you're more than welcome to join in. Come back anytime. Bring a crew. Let's get some cool.
We're in skeleton crew mode right now. Yeah, the plane tickets are expensive.
That's all you need. But that's all you need is a camera and a sound guy.
Camera and a sound guy.
You're good. Get someone to hold the boom pole.
That's exactly. You're exactly
Nick
right.
do it all the time.
Right. And now that I know Nick's here, I may not bring a cameraman.
Yeah,
Nick.
Yeah,
I'm going to recruit you,
we have
bro.
a camera. We'll just give you a hard drive. just bring a hard drive. We'll just just put it on a hard drive for you.
That's one less box to carry, man. Believe me, I'll take you up on it.
We'll just give you the raw footage, and you can just go edit it however you want, man.
Awesome, man.
But thanks again, and we will. we'll tune in. We'll definitely tune in. Was it July or is
that's going to be July, August?
We don't have an actual set date. So
no, but they're coming.
Go to the website.
Yeah, go to the website. Check it out. We're always on social too, so you'll find it there.
Yeah, definitely follow them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You guys all got everything right. You got everything good, and then the main website. Shout out to our sponsor, Fire Team Fit. They are a local company that has designed some very cool weight belts and for bodybuilders, and we're talking everything from the amateur guys to the big guys. You know,
MMA guys are using them. We can't say that very popular thing that everybody talks about because they'll sue us. That one activity.
Yep. But they've been a great sponsor to us, and Ethan runs that company. He's another Marine. We like to Simplify. We like to support our veterans, and if you have a business like yourself, you know, we are going to promote it, and it's. We love you guys, you know, and thanks for tuning in, guys. And we don't have an exact date when this is going to be shown, but we know the result, and
we know the result.
We know the result, but it's since you guys couldn't be there live, it's going to be cool to watch, and it's going to be cool for us to just kind of relive it too.
Right, and the fight content, man.
Yeah,
I mean, those were some great battles, some great fights. Not only in Arizona, but when you guys came to California, that alpha male Jackson Wink matchup was outstanding. It was really good.
Because it's not it's not the same. I was cage side taking pictures, and you don't get to enjoy it the same as you do
because you're looking through the lens.
Yeah, you do, and so you don't get to see. You get to see it, but not quite the same as seeing it on TV. So it's gonna be so cool to kind of watch it on TV. And but again, thanks. We will see you tomorrow.
Yep.
Downstairs, and we'll do it all over again. And all right, guys, tune in next week. We got another cool show coming up. All right.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody.
Through these doors walk the greatest fighters in the world.